Hey everyone, we're here with Miami Sunday Morning Chat. Coach Fred Burnside from South Dade. Coach, welcome in.
Thank you. Appreciate
So
it.
let's start. When we started HSBN about 12 years ago, you and I sat down for one of these Sunday morning chats, and a lot has changed in that time. So let's start with some of these biggest changes that you've seen to the high school game since we started this about a decade ago.
Oh, the changes have been huge. It's a totally different situation. I might ruffle some feathers, but I would say that now high school baseball, really, it's not about coaching, it's about recruiting. And that's the fact of it. It's a shame, but that's the direction we've gone, and that's where we're at.
So one of my later questions, and you just mentioned it, so we might as well get into it, is how do you as a coach who, for years, the high school game preached loyalty, it preached playing for your other guys on your team and for your school. How do you balance that now, knowing that there's just no loyalty and that you're coaching kids that, could just end up leaving in a year or a half a year, even in mid-season if they wanted to? So how do you balance that message of team unity with what's going on?
That's a tough one. Really, that is those kids that leave and jump around. That's poor parenting in my book. We've been hit hard with that. We lost our two best players this year that started as ninth graders here, and it's disgusting. Really is. Let down their school, their teammates, their coaches, all for their own whatever. They certainly weren't abused here. My coaching staff, we have over 100 years of coaching experience. They certainly were getting the right information. So why? It's beyond me. And again, I say it's poor parenting.
How do we fix it though? I mean, you got the FHSAA and you got these counties doing all these different things and putting all these different rules in. Why hasn't anybody stepped in here and done something like the NCAA does, where maybe you got to take a year off, or maybe you just lose some eligibility? Why are they just letting it go the way it's going right now?
Well, school of choice is the thing now, and they really didn't think through about athletics with school of choice, and it's just an unbalanced playing field. You look at your rankings, the FHSA rankings, or the Miami Herald just came out with one, I think, and the teams that rank up top are your private schools and your charter schools, because they can go out and get people. I just focus on, I love teaching the game. I enjoy the kids. And I just go after it. I'm going to be the same, but it runs people out. In fact, it's running me out. I'm not going to continue when, as you said, and it's hard to fight through it.
And we've talked, all right, so we talked a little bit about the negatives of that, but something brings you back year after year. So what is it that even in this environment with the way baseball is now, what is it that keeps bringing you back?
Well, I enjoy the kids, and that's it. I enjoy teaching the game. I love teaching the game. Games I could do without, but I enjoy practice. And we've got a great group of kids. This is a great community, a great school, and that's it.
So this year's team, you started off strong. Obviously, what are the expectations? 4 or 5 games in, what's the expectations that you have for this squad and this year's team?
Just to continue to work and get better. What counts is how you're playing in late April, early May. This is just really pre-season, if you want to think of it that way. We're struggling. We've had some battles, and hopefully we grow from it, learn from the mistakes, and continue to work to get better. I don't know what. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't know how far we can go, but my goal is to make us the best that we can be.
Everybody's got their own ideas of what will kind of bring high school baseball back. And one of the things that I floated that I think really made a change to the high school game is when they eliminated district play. Do you think that even by playing one game a year against your district where it means something, maybe for the standings or the seedings, instead of, just relying on your position in the polls for seeding, how much you think that could help bring back some of the rivalries and bring back some of the emotion of the high school game?
Oh, I like that. And in our district, we maintain that. We're playing every team in our district twice. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that a team can go without playing a district game and get seeded in a district tournament. I think it's wrong. But the powers to be decided differently. We got to live with it. So
one of the highlights of your career that I was there for is when your team lifted you up after that state championship. One of those players, Alec Manoa, is obviously now a star pitcher in Toronto. What's the feeling like knowing that you contributed to what AK has become, not only on the field, but off the field as well? And as he has to navigate now, a lot of off the field stuff also as a professional player.
Well, it's a real thrill to see what he's done and where he's gone. He's a huge personality. He's got a bright future looking ahead of him to stay healthy. But, my thrill is seeing guys go on, whether it be in baseball. I've got lawyers, I've got police officers, firemen, accountants that I've had a part of. And I really think, a coach's job is to teach life skills, accountability, hard work, loyalty, what work ethic is all about, perseverance, all those things. I think a kid who goes through a good high school program is going to be a better person for it. One of my things that I regret that's happened here in Dade County is the Miami-Dade. There used to be 3 Miami-Dades. So there was 3 schools harvesting 20, 25 players. Now there's only 1. So we took 50 guys out of the picture playing college baseball here. And I think they'd be better citizens if it was there for them. Kids now have to go to Nebraska to play JUCO ball. And I think that's a shame. And it's really hurt baseball.
So is there a specific moment in your coaching career where you just got so upset by something on the field and you lost your cool? Like, is there a moment that you look back and you just regret and you go, man, I lost it there?
Oh yeah, for sure. But I'm proud of the fact in my 50 plus years, I've been tossed out of maybe 3-4 ball games. And 2 of them were in college. So, I've been able to stay in the dugout, but oh yeah, I've lost my cool a few times.
But is that a product, Coach? Because, watching coaches around and watching what gets people thrown out, is that a product of not losing your cool, or is it a product of when an umpire says that's enough, that's enough?
Right. But sometimes they don't warn you. But
True.
No, you're right. When they say that's enough, and in high school, there's a fine, there's a suspension. It's something to reckon with. So I try to stay in the dugout. I don't go out there. My umpires have a tremendous job. It's a tough job, and they're going to make mistakes just like all of us. And you try to realize that and keep your mouth shut.
So you've coached against a lot of great coaches through the years. Maybe some that don't even get the recognition that they should. But although you don't like the games as much as practice, is there a coach or several coaches that you just love playing against because the chess match, just gets intense, and you're up against it when he's on the other side of the field?
Well, there's several, but there used to be a lot more camaraderie amongst the coaches. I can remember back when we'd always, as coaches, the wife and the other coach and his wife, we'd go out to dinner after a ball game. And now too often it's like World War III. But no, the local coaches now that I know run a clean program and I enjoy playing. I would say Danny Smith at Palmetto is one that stands out. He played for me at Southridge, know him very well, and you know you're in for a game. He always has strong pitching. So, and I look forward to those. Mandy Playas at Southwest is another one that's been around a while, and you know he runs a first-class operation. You look forward to playing him, and I got him here tomorrow night.
I just want to go back. Go ahead.
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. There's many others. Those
Sure.
are two that.
And I want to go back a little bit, because speaking of running clean programs or not recruiting, sometimes it just happens where kids end up at your school. And you know, I hear from a lot of coaches that say, oh, we don't recruit kids just show up, and then, you know, they get caught in, well, my kids all left, but then they get a couple kids back. Like, how do you deal with running a clean program, or what you would like to look like a clean program, knowing that there may be times when players might want to just come play for you or might want to play at your school?
No, I've had players come. I've never gone out after a player. I never will. But no, I understand that. You have the people out there are front runners. If you're running a successful program, people want to jump on board. But what you got to be careful with is you're going to push out somebody that's been with you for 3 years, and you're going to bring a guy in that's going to maybe push him out. I tell them up front, look, listen, there's no guarantees, but we have a second baseman or whatever it is. If you're coming with the idea that I can't guarantee you anything. And there's always going to be one or two, but there's some schools it's almost wholesale.
Sure.
And I'll tell you this, private schools, one thing I respect about Columbus High School, we used to be real cognizant of the fact Columbus come in and pick off some players, but they have a rule, they won't take a senior. And I applaud them for that. These schools that come in and pluck a senior away that's been in a program for years, that's flat out wrong. And, you know, unless there's something underlying there, something that people don't know about, that's just wrong. And I think that should be something that these private schools think about. Develop your own players. Don't come in and take a senior.
Which is another thing that seems like an easy fix for the county or for the state, or, you know, you just eliminate senior transfers. It seems across the board like it would benefit everybody. And, you know, yet here we are.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
So give me something off the field that people, you know, nowadays would be surprised to know about you.
Oh boy. I you know, as a coach, one of the problems of being a coach, and my problem is I'm so focused that I have very few skills outside of this. I'm a guidance counselor. I enjoy helping people. But if I had to fix something at home or something like that, I have no clue. But the one thing I enjoy, I don't think it would surprise anybody, is I like to get out on the boat. I like to fish. I don't fish. I go out and feed the fish, really. But
What's the biggest fish you ever caught?
Probably 20, 25 pound grouper.
Oh, that's definitely fishing. That's pretty good. All right, I'm going to finish with some questions. Some of them are either or, some of them are just your preference. You just tell me which ones you would go with. All right, first one is beach or the mountains?
Oh, beach.
Favorite type of cuisine?
Italian.
Roller coaster or a leisurely stroll down a lazy river?
A stroll down the river.
Scarface or The Godfather?
Ooh, Godfather.
Adam Sandler or Will Ferrell?
Adam Sandler.
Okay, last question. You have a whole summer off and you have no responsibilities at all. Where are you going and why?
Oh, I go see my grandkids. My son has 3 up in the Orlando area, and go up and visit with them. And I have family scattered around a little bit. One in North Carolina to go up and visit. Yes.
So this last question, we've asked all the coaches and we get varying answers. We love to see the answers to it. And a lot of it depends on age. A lot of it depends on where people are at in their life. But you've already won a state title. But the question is, if you can win a state title this year and walk off into the sunset, and that's the end of your coaching career, or no state title and you get 5 to 7 more years of coaching, which one you taking?
Anthony, I'm walking off into the sunset this year, regardless of whether we win or not. And I'm, I have no regrets. Been with some great people, some great colleagues, and some great coaches out there. I can lifetime friends. I've been under some great administrators. Mr. DeArmas here, Mike Palazzano, my AD. It's been a great ride, and I'm going to do all I can do to get these kids to be the best they can be.
Awesome. Well, you run a great program, Coach. It's always great talking to you. You've been a great supporter of HSBN through the years, and there's a lot of respect for you and how you run your program. So I thank you again for coming on with us today.
And Anthony, you said that HSBN has really upgraded baseball in this town. It's really, and hats off to you, because it is a plus. The kids eat it up. They're all over there with anything that's on there, keeping up with the scores. Used to be, you had a tough time finding out what happened. And HBN has been a real plus.
All right, Coach. Well, we look forward to talking to you later in the year. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you, Anthony.
All right.